This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. It's Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com, along with Grande and the Brown Man. If you're just getting with us on radio, we've been talking about the U.S.'s tie against England in the World Cup from this past weekend and the game tomorrow against Iran. We'll talk about that more in a second. We were talking about USC, their win over Notre Dame, with Michigan's destruction of Ohio State and Columbus, how the polls shake out, and what USC can do to possibly make it to the college football playoff. We were talking about that quite a bit earlier today. We were talking about the Chargers, and did Brandon Staley make a gutsy call by going for two and winning the game against Arizona? Or is that what you're supposed to do now? Because when you're really a middle-of-the-road team and you are in the final seconds of a game and you've just scored, do you kick a PAT and go to overtime and take your chances, or do you live or die right now with the 2-point conversion? So if you're just getting with us, that's a small recap of where we've been. Not to mention, we've talked a lot about Thanksgiving. Alex has a cold. Browner doesn't feel so hot. I know I've heard from a lot of people, guys, that they now have COVID post-Thanksgiving. And I don't mean that they got it on Thursday and today's Monday and it's already matriculated and they've already got a positive test. I've just been hearing from a lot of people lately that they got it all of a sudden. I'm still trying to battle this. Keep it away from me. Keep it away. And I'm living the life. I mean, I'm back to living.
And if they didn't keep it away from you, you wouldn't know you had it.
Well, I'm not testing.
Right.
That's right.
On advice from a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
That's right.
Live your life, King.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a lot of other football stuff. And I do want to get into this USA-Iran game, which is going to happen tomorrow afternoon. Because to me, that game is so much bigger than just a soccer game, So I want to get to all of that on the way here in a matter of moments. So we talked about the Chargers winning. Did you guys see the Raider game yesterday?
Way too much of it.
You did, huh?
Way too much of it. For whatever reason, Red Zone was just airing that game a lot.
Well, there just weren't that many games on, In the late window, you had the Rams Chiefs, which I know I was not really interested in because the Rams don't have anybody left. The Saints and the 49ers. Saints aren't good, and that was an ugly kind of a game, 13-0. Raiders were playing the Seahawks, which was an exciting game, and the Chargers were playing the Cardinals. I mean, there were 4 games going,
Yeah, I guess it was the best game, but yeah, the Raiders. I mean, the Seahawks, they are who we thought they were. I love Gino's line. We were the hunters, now we're the hunted. Like, we're not surprising anybody anymore.
No, Gino.
Hold on. Discuss amongst yourselves.
So that's an interesting turn of events. No, dude, I think the teams that you were never buying, now they're showing why you were never buying them. People were never buying the Jets. People were never buying the Seahawks. There's still a bunch of people who aren't buying the Philadelphia. There are people who aren't buying
Who's not
Minnesota.
buying Philadelphia?
Oh, no. Look around.
Who's not buying Philadelphia?
The only team that people are full steam ahead for is Kansas City. That's it. And maybe the 49ers now, because they keep finding ways to win.
49ers are definitely they're in the discussion. But after what I saw Philadelphia do last night, I mean, I think for most people who haven't seen Philly play that much this year, they're 10-1. And when you see them play, you're like, okay, I kind of see what's going on here. What are you saying, Browner, that people aren't buying Philly?
Yeah. I think the only team that people are 100% sold on is Kansas City. And they've got a loss on their belt to Saturday, before it was Saturday. So for me,
Saturday, what did that mean?
Jeff Saturday, the Colts.
Oh, okay. They lost to the Colts before Jeff Saturday. Got it.
Right. So
I was a little confused there. Sorry.
My bad. I'm glad we straightened that out real quick. So I just think that when I look around the NFL, I'm seeing everybody beat everybody, with the exception of, obviously, Philadelphia's had a good run. But I'm watching them, and there's nothing about them that make me go, ooh. Because the Raiders ran the ball like hell yesterday. Unbelievable. Josh Jacobs was on fire. So did the Eagles. But you know who's been running the ball well all year? Chicago Bears. How many wins they got?
Please stop.
What you mean?
I mean, like, why are you bringing the Bears into the conversation?
The Bears lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, but they're not like
also
a
last in
quality
passing.
team that. Yeah, we're not. Nobody's talking about the Bears.
That's my point. But that's my point. The way that the Eagles dominated that game, I don't believe you're going to be able to beat really good teams like that. I don't think they can beat Philadelphia like I'm not Philadelphia. I'm sorry. I don't think they can beat San Francisco like that.
I don't know, man. I mean, Jalen Hurts, 157 yards rushing. And then Miles Sanders, 143. Between the two guys, 300 yards of rushing.
How much did
It's
Hurts
unbelievable.
pass for?
He passed for 153 yards.
Oh,
And
Browner.
2 touchdowns. 2
Browner.
touchdowns with no interceptions.
He's the righty Steve Young.
Oh, listen. I like Jalen Hurts. What are we doing?
I mean,
Don't
that's
try
a Justin Fields
try to-
stat line right there. You want to bring the Bears into this?
Bruh,
100. He had more rushing yards and passing yards.
Bruh, I'm not even going to talk
Except
about the
his
offensive
team
line
won?
for the Eagles. I'm not going to talk about the wide receivers for the Eagles. Don't do that. You saw what the Bears look like. Well, you didn't see what the Bears look like this weekend without Justin Fields. So
Yeah, I didn't see any of. I really saw very little of the Bears and the Jets, other than to see that I love what the Jets did. How they didn't start Zach Wilson,
I guess the worst defense in the NFL.
and they start this kid Mike White, who's like a preseason hero for the Jets. 22 of 28. This kid, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Was only sacked 1 time, and the Jets with Mike White. Does anybody know who Mike White is?
No.
I don't either.
Quarterback of the Jets.
Yeah, he was a 5th-round draft choice in 2018 out of Western Kentucky, which means he was probably the quarterback at Western Kentucky before the guy who's now with New England, Zappy.
That's
Just
a lot of Western Kentucky
A
trivia
lot
right there.
of Western Kentucky.
A lot of Western Kentucky. Hey, Western
Yeah.
Kentucky, the home of great quarterbacks.
Listen, I for one am glad that Robert
Two.
Saleh made his point. You know,
Mhm.
that he scapegoated Zach Wilson for that, for whatever he said in that post.
Whatever reason.
I understand what you did, Robert. It worked out for you. You were playing one of the worst teams in football. Put Zach Wilson in this week.
Against who?
It doesn't matter who. even
Whoever
though it's
they're
the
playing.
Vikings. All I'm saying is,
You hear this guy? You hear
Yeah.
this guy? You see, I knew because I'm looking at it.
yeah.
Yep.
I knew.
It's the
I told him to
Vikings.
say it.
Well, here's the thing though, too. What
Why
do
do you want to see Zach Wilson?
What are you going to do with Mike White?
Mike White
You
has
said 2018,
listen, dude.
Yes.
5 years.
Mike White has just about as much future as Zach Wilson does at this point.
But yeah, I
So
don't feel like you know that yet.
So if I'm the
Well, why not play him and find out?
if
I
I'm
mean-
the Jets, I'm playing Mike White. I'm not playing Zach Wilson.
He's a quarterback of a winning team, you know?
Mike White is, yeah.
Dude, how
Zach
about this?
Wilson.
How about this? The Jets are a winning team, and they've had 3 quarterbacks.
There you go.
Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, and Mike White.
Who is the better of the 3?
And if you're the coach and you're like, look, dude, we got to make the playoffs. You know, like we have a defense and we think we can make the playoffs. If you think Mike White gives you the best chance,
Play
freaking
Mike
go
White,
for it
bro.
with Mike White.
Look at this guy over here.
Yeah,
He
I think
wants
it's
to-
exciting. I like stories like
He
these.
wants to see Zach Wilson against the Vikings.
All I'm saying is you invested heavily into Zach Wilson. You used a really high draft pick, and you need to see what you got there. I think you made the
Yeah.
point. I think and honestly, it's the Vikings. He probably had the game of his life. The Vikings do not have a good defense. It made Mac Jones look good again on Thursday. So, I mean, it's doable. I mean, what more you want?
Wait till Zach White get a hold of him.
Not
Who's
Zach
Zach
White,
White?
Mike White.
Him too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike White.
They're gonna
Yeah.
play
Oh,
them
it's going to
both.
be great. Get to
They're gonna play
clinch,
them both,
get to
Zach
clinch the
White.
division on like the earliest ever since the Super Bowl
Man.
era started.
All right, win a playoff game, Kurt. I hope they schedule that game for Kurt at noon.
Hey, last I checked, Thursday night was a primetime game,
Any Thanksgiving game is a primetime game. Get out of here.
and Kirk won. So,
Uh-huh.
curse broken
All right.
against the best coach in the NFL.
Who the Bears also beat.
Guys, my dog is in the studio here at my house.
You getting
And
loose?
I'll tell you right now, I've become best friends with this dog in the last week. Like we've always been tight, me and him. Like we sleep together. Like, and when we sleep together, like we're back to back. We literally touch each other through the night. He has to like get into the bed and he has to crawl underneath the blanket, and then he's got to sleep right next to me. And we got to be touching. Like he's like that when it comes to sleeping. But I'm telling you, man, over the last week, all my kids were out of town, and he was the only thing I had to like take care of. Dude, everywhere I went, this dog came with me. Right by my side. Alex Mann's best friend, right there, buddy.
Right there.
Yep. Took him to my girlfriend's house and everything. Even on Friendsgiving, there were 10 people around. He didn't bite anybody. Now, he did go
Whoa,
after a couple of
lies.
shoe. No, Browner. He went after a couple pairs of shoelaces. But everybody was feeding this dog all day long. You want more ham? You want more turkey? I mean, this dog was just in heaven.
What makes him bite people?
I don't know. It's just his crappy personality, man.
Because it's not like from what I've seen, it's not like something that the person does. It's just he makes up his mind whether he wants to bite somebody or not.
Yeah, and he bites everybody. Well, he tries to bite everybody.
Yeah.
People kick him. Anyway, he just distracted me.
Kick him.
Anyway, so listen, we were going to talk about the Raiders, though. Somehow we got off into a conversation about other NFL games and other NFL stories. I was trying to get it back to the Raiders.
I was saying how the Seahawks are who we thought they were, and how Browner went into teams people don't believe in, and he put the Eagles in there. And I was like, I think people believe in the Eagles, and he's went off on the Eagles.
And it turned into this. All right, well, hold on. We'll get to the Raiders in one second. I also want to get to the Rams. So I'm trying to get to both of those teams here in a second. Browner, before we do, I got to ask you. You were home for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Alex said he went out of town to Texas. Did you ride your Ride One Up e-bike, Browner?
I went on a very short ride, 20 minutes. It was such a nice day. I wanted to feel the air, dude. Something about getting on that bike, man. It's just awesome for me. I'm literally thinking about getting a motorcycle. That's how awesome this bike has been.
I love e-biking. It is like one of my favorite things to do. What blows my mind is where I live in Cardiff, there's a lot of, and Solana Beach, these areas, there's a lot of kids on e-bikes, and those kids have surfboards on the sides of their e-bikes. And I'm like, damn, these kids have no idea the life they're living. None. They got these high-powered e-bikes. They got their surfboards. They're in their wetsuits, and they're 13 years old. They're riding from their house with their buddies to the beach. Dude, these kids are living the life. But I'll just say this. E-biking is fun. It's a great form of exercise. Like Browner said, it's just great to get out and enjoy that crispy, fresh air. Mm-hmm. And you want to be safe on an e-bike. So this is why we work with Ride One Up, because this is a great local brand. The guy who's the CEO, you met him last week. He's been on the show a bunch of times. His name's Daniel Urbino. He's been a longtime great friend. And so during the holiday season, if you're thinking about buying a bike for your kid, if you're thinking about you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, right now there's a Black Friday sale going on where it's $400 off certain e-bikes. It's 10% off batteries, and you can get an additional $50 off when you use our promo code Great Friends. So here's the website to use. ride1up.co/Great Friends. ride1up.co/Great Friends. Alex, which is the bike that you have? Oh, there it is right there, the Limited, because Alex is showing us the website right now. Listen to this. The bike is right now in stock. And Alex, have they already taken off the $400 on that price?
Yeah.
You're getting this bike right now for $1,495. It would normally be $1,895. You can get it for $1,445 if you take the additional $50 off. So a $2,000 e-bike, you're getting it for around $1,400 before tax. Dude, great bikes, so much fun, nice form of exercise, really good for transportation. If you don't want to schlep around in your car and you just lock up your bike, the promo code is Great Friends. Ride1up.co/Great Friends. When are you getting back on yours, Grande?
Soon. Mondays and Tuesdays are my busiest day of the week.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping like Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah.
Get out for a nice one, huh?
Yeah. Once the boogers go away.
Yeah. I got you. I'm feeling you.
Maybe it's the best time to get on there, man. Let them boogers get in the wind.
Whip them around everybody. Yeah.
Couple snot rockets while you ride.
Yeah.
Brown, isn't it great? I'm with you, man. Even just to get out for a 20-minute ride, just the air, man, the way it feels, the speed of the bike,
it makes your day better, man. Just being out and feeling the air, enjoying the warmth on your skin, getting a nice clean ride, man. It makes my day. It gives me a little something extra. I'm gonna need it today.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let me go back to some football stuff from this past weekend. The Raiders are interesting now, aren't they?
Raiders.
Like a few weeks ago when the Raiders lost to the Colts, when Jeff Saturday made his debut, somebody
said they were dead in the water.
Yeah, and we were all ridiculing the Raiders, just that, Josh McDaniels is no good. Derek Carr is no good. Derek Carr is part of their problem. I mean, listen, I acknowledge guilty. I said all this stuff. Look at Browner. Browner, what are you pointing at? You pointing at Alex?
The person who said they were dead in the water. It took me a while to get to the point.
They're 4-7.
Hey, man.
Where are they going, dude?
Hey, man.
They beat the Broncos and the Seahawks.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, what?
Barely. Overtime, both. Barely.
Hey, man, one of them was the first place team.
All right, next week. Let's see. Keep that energy up for next week. Keep that energy up. Don't call them dead next week.
Chiefs?
Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, so that's always a good game. It's always a good game.
Raiders,
Division
Chargers next week in Vegas.
Josh Jacobs might get 400 yards next week.
Right.
The Raiders are not dead. What are they going to do? Make a playoff run? That means they're not dead. To you, in my world, not dead means they're still in the playoff. You think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs?
I'm finna hit these. I'm finna hit these standards. I'm finna paint the picture for you.
All right.
Go for it. That means they have to jump the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget, and the Jets.
So
and the Patriots.
First and foremost, there are two teams that you could jump in this list because they will choke. The current version of the Patriots will choke, and the Jets have shown you they don't even have a quarterback because they got too many quarterbacks. They will choke. So of those two teams, you might in the season, both of them might be out.
Okay.
We're
so
talking
they're
about the
4-7
games.
Okay. So what is their record right now? Let me make this point real fast.
Who?
What is the teams ahead of their record?
6-5. The Jets are 7-4. New England is 6-5.
Okay. So get me 3 more wins in the remaining schedule of the Raiders. Chargers.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
I'll
Rams.
tell you right now.
Rams 1.
Okay. Patriots.
Patriots would be the big one. That's 2. Steelers 3.
Niners.
I don't think they'll beat the 49ers. I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs.
So you're telling me...
correction. I think they will beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs will have everything sewed up.
Okay. So that means they'll be, what, 8 and 10? 9, whatever?
8 and 9.
Okay,
they're not making the playoffs at 8 and 9.
So you're telling me at 8 and 9, they'll make the playoffs because the Jets and the Patriots will not win 2 more games each.
Let me look at the...
That's the math.
Let me get to New England. I got to look at New England. Hold on.
The bottom line is this.
They're dead.
Right now,
they
the Raiders.
New England. Bills, Cardinals, Bengals, Dolphins, Bills. No, they will not, sir. Thank you very much.
No, they got a tough schedule, New England.
Thank you very much. No, they will not.
So are you making a call today? Are you making a call that the Raiders make the playoffs today? Is that what you're saying?
Raiders.
Alex, can you show us the walk-off? I mean, Josh Jacobs was amazing yesterday. It was 33 carries for 200 and how many yards was it total? 229 yards. 33 carries, 229 yards. Alex, show us the Josh Jacobs walk-off yesterday.
Down to 5 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Hands off to Jacobs. Stutters to the right. Bursts through the whole 20. 25-30. He's off to the races. Here in Seattle, nobody's going to catch him. 25-20. 10. Ball game. Bye-bye, Josh. 86 yards in overtime to walk it off for a second straight week.
That's pretty cool.
There are a few things in sport.
I thought that the Raiders were right behind the Chargers. They're behind the Jaguars and the Colts, too.
So you scared of the Colts?
And the Browns, who now have Deshaun Watson.
You scared of
the same record.
The Jags now?
I'm not scared of the Raiders.
All right.
Haven't been.
But the Raiders aren't making the playoffs.
No.
It's going to take like a football miracle. I've seen it. Listen, I've seen it before.
Right. We saw it last year.
Hey, dude, there was this is years ago. Chargers were 4-8 in San Diego. They were 4-8. They had 4 games to go. There was no chance they were making the playoffs. They did. They won all 4 games. They made the playoffs. And as I recall, they may have even won a playoff game that year. It may have been the same year they beat Peyton Manning and the Colts.
So how different is this? How different is this?
Well,
they have the offensive weapons.
Did they score a lot of points yesterday? Yes. But did they give up a ton of points too? Yes.
But
did they look good against the Broncos? No. They played the Broncos. And they lost to the Colts. Like they haven't even looked good.
Can they score?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Not every week.
They scored against a very good team in Seattle who has good defense. Seattle's offense is rough. Thanks, Gino. But I like it. I
think the Browns, they have the same record as the Browns, right? They will.
Browns should get better.
The Browns will have a better record than the Raiders.
Let me help everybody. Before we get started on this whole Deshaun Watson and the Browns should do X, Y, Z. I don't expect for Deshaun Watson to win a single game as a starting quarterback this year for the Cleveland Browns. He hadn't played an entire year.
Oh, longer.
He hasn't played an entire football calendar year.
Well, he's got a nice little warm-up against the Texans.
It does.
Dude,
if the Texans beat the Browns, I will not be shocked.
Oh, I'll be shocked.
Come on now, dude.
listen, how much better will the Browns be? I mean, they're not great, but Jacoby Brissett's been fine. Now, there's been some games where he's made some big mistakes. That Charger game, he made a huge mistake, threw an interception right at the goal line. But seriously, like I wonder when Deshaun Watson gets back to being Deshaun Watson. I don't know. I don't know how long that's going to be. Maybe.
I think that the Jaguars have a better chance than the Raiders. I mean, they're the same team. You never know what you're getting every week. Like, they just beat the Ravens. That's a solid-ass win for the Jaguars. Jaguars beat the Raiders 2 weeks ago. So, I don't know how you can come up here and tell me that the Raiders have this magnificent chance of jumping 4 teams to make the playoffs that the Jaguars don't. They're the same team.
All right, look, we were talking about the Raiders. Okay, great. I haven't had a chance to talk about the Rams yet, and there's really not a lot to talk about. I mean, the Rams are just done. Their season is over. Alex, you asked a great question last week. Is Sean McVay the right coach to shepherd them from Super Bowl champion to complete rebuild? Does he have the patience for it? Does he have the background for it? And the Rams, there's just not much to talk about. But when the head coach gets blasted by one of his own players, it was pretty damn funny. And there's nobody talking about what the Rams are doing on the field. It's all about what happened on the sideline. We'll get to it next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Absolutely. The best part of the day is working with the team and working directly with customers. Just because it's fun and I enjoy collaborating. I enjoy watching the customers' reactions when the designers come up with their spaces. And we really take pride in the team effort and what we accomplish in the end.
I can tell that the team we have, accountability is very important. They feel like the work that we do is not just a reflection of themselves, but a reflection of us.
We've always been a design build company, but now we've taken design, not only architectural, but interior design to a completely different level.
The philosophy of integrity here at Murray Lampert is always doing the right thing even when someone isn't looking. In turn, the homeowners get a really great product.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Your next outdoor family adventure awaits. Exploring and adventuring to new places, creating beautiful memories for your ultimate family experience using clean and pure energy. Endless charging for endless possibility. Fueling all your outdoor needs. Our easy to set up solar panels offer clean and powerful energy. Pass-through charging means you can charge still fully enjoying your adventures. Experience your dreams with Jackery. Be free on your travels, enjoying delicious meals. Listen to the sounds of nature or a great film, peacefully and quietly. Making these small moments count. Jackery Solar Generator. Jackery.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, everybody, I'm glad you guys are watching. And right in the middle of the show, I love to talk about one of our great sponsors. In this case, it's Jackery, and you can visit them online at jackery.com. And a couple of Jackery ambassadors, brand ambassadors, are standing by. This is Giselle and Steven, who I've been looking at their website, The Lover's Passport. Hey, guys, first of all, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. How you doing today?
Amazing.
Doing great, yeah.
Thanks so much for having us.
Tell us what The Lover's Passport is. I've been looking at the website, theloverspassport.com, and I am so jealous of the two of you guys.
Well, it kind of started as just a side hustle for us, a little couples adventure blog, if you will. And it slowly turned into a passion project of ours during COVID lockdown. And we bought our first camera in April of 2020 and just started capturing all of our adventures instead of just writing about them. And fast forward to present day, now we're both full-time travel photographers and adventure enthusiasts.
Did you guys know that you had the eye or the talent to be good photographers? Because I take a lot of pictures and I don't think I'm a photographer. I'm just a guy who has a bunch of pictures on my phone.
We're completely self-taught from YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like we used to model for one of my friends when we did different hikes. So we both loved hiking. And then eventually we were like, why don't we just buy our own camera and we can take some of our own pictures? Because we followed some of these other travel couples that inspired us a ton. So we were like, we could totally do this.
Wow, that's so cool. You guys learned photography on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube University, as we say.
Oh my God, YouTube U. That's awesome. You guys should have shirts that say YTU.
Yeah, I mean, you can learn. I have a degree in film and media, but I never did the production side of it. And the resources that are currently available online to whether you're learning photography or a totally other skill, it's incredible these days.
Where are you guys from? I read that you guys are both California people. Is that right?
Yes, born and raised in Southern California.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Ventura, California. She's a little bit south.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Woodland Hills.
Okay,
I'm a Valley girl.
Gotcha. Okay, well, this is perfect because we've got a lot of people watching on Cox Your View throughout San Diego, Orange County, LA, Santa Barbara. So all your people are going to definitely get a chance to see all of this. So you guys become full-time travel adventure bloggers. I've been reading a bunch of your blogs. My son goes to college in West Virginia. I see you guys have a full thing on West Virginia. That was really cool for someone like me to read.
Yeah, we loved West Virginia. It was beautiful out there.
I think one thing that we really try and do is a lot of states travel, especially coming out of the pandemic. And a lot of hidden gems are just right around the corner in the States. And a lot of people think, you have to go to these beautiful international destinations, but there are so many hidden gems to explore in the state. And a lot of them there were tons and tons of these beautiful waterfalls out in West Virginia. We were really impressed.
So you guys become travel, adventure, outdoor bloggers, if you will. And then who puts the website together and who comes up with the name, The Lover's Passport?
That was me. I'm betting you couldn't guess that one. I used to work in marketing before I did this. I was very used to SEO and the back end of websites and writing articles and things like that. So I came up with The Lover's Passport by taking synonyms for couples travel and then came up with names that were still available because I was like, oh, what's something that's going to get a lot of traffic? It's not even, there's no fun story behind it. I just what's searchable.
Yeah.
We would be doing a lot of international travel, but then pandemic hit. So we kind of pivoted from lots of international travel
To
and
road
started doing a
trips.
lot of road trips to really highlight the States.
So jealous, dude. So jealous. So tell me this. You guys are photographers, so you need a lot of power. You've got equipment with you. You're also blogging and you're working on your website. So you have to, be able to be powered. And that's where our common partner, Jackery, comes in. Got about a minute and a half. I'd love for you to tell us about Jackery and what products you use and how you use them.
Yeah, Jackery's like completely changed the way that we could travel, because before we were always plugging into the car. I think my car battery died like a dozen or so times. And then finally we started using the Jackery, and we can charge our laptops off it. We can charge all of our camera gear. And it's really nice because it also has solar panels. So for our longer road trips, we can be completely self-sustained, where we can put out the Jackery, be able to get some power from that and recharge even while we're pulling a lot of energy from our laptops.
And it's just nice if you're a digital nomad or doing remote work. It gives you the flexibility to travel and still get work done without having to worry about your laptop dying in the middle of the desert, So
Exactly.
it's such a great tool. We've been using the 1000 for over 2 years now, along with the solar panels, and we just recently upgraded. So we're really excited to continue using our Jackery out on our road trips.
Hey guys, Giselle and Steven, it is great to be with you guys. I look forward to a much longer conversation. The website is theloverspassport.com, and the other website that you should know about is jackery.com. And I loved what you guys just had to say about powering up and using solar power. It's great advice for people who are going to be tailgating or going to be traveling themselves. Good luck with more of your adventures. You got a new fan who's going to be following you guys on all the social platforms and your website. And thank you so much for talking about Jackery with us.
And thanks so much for having us.
A real pleasure, guys. Thank you. Back to the show, everybody.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
Murray Lampert's design process is very collaborative. We love the process, and what's best about the process is the way that it can flex as needed. So if there's a new piece of technology that's available that's really going to help us out make a more accurate model, we're going to utilize that. We'll send the measure-off team to the house, and they will end up scanning the house using drones, LiDAR scanning, lasers, and tape measures to measure every square inch of the home. Then they'll take that information back to the office and build a 3D model of the home. We'll be upfront and honest if they're asking for things that may be out of their budget. We're going to let them know up front. We're always motivated to strive for excellence. There's kind of not another way to be. We do the best work we can and ultimately make the homeowners happy. What makes me proud is when we present that 3D model to the homeowners and we wow them. Sometimes we even bring tears to their eyes because they love the design so much. That brings me a lot of joy.
Watch the San Diego State Aztecs take on the Troy Trojans. December 5th at 7 p.m. only on YourView and YourView.com.
I feel like I have the fun part of the job where I get to help out and make my clients' houses look beautiful. We start with looking at the floor plan, space planning, and then we look at countertops, tile, backsplashes, flooring, cabinets, everything like that. We have a lot of client meetings start in our conference room. Sometimes we have some clients that have already selected certain items that they want to incorporate into their project. We want to make sure they're happy with it because they're going to be living with it for a very long time. Sometimes we'll do something that goes totally with the style, and then we'll have a total outlier option for the client. And a lot of the times they end up going with that because they want to see something totally different. We want to make sure that we're focusing in on our clients. I really want to make sure at the end of the day that clients are happy, that I'm keeping up with my communication with them, and that we know that at the end of the day as well, and moving through the process of construction and everything, that we're going to have a successful project.
At the Barnes firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Great friends, it is a Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man, and we come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Reminder for everybody who's listening on radio that our YouTube channel has been suspended. We're bad boys. We didn't mean to be, but we violated some YouTube rules. So the show is still streaming on YouTube, but it's on the Kaplan and Crew clips page. So if you get our emails, if you follow our tweets, if you look at our Instagram, we're pretty much trying to tell you everywhere that we are, on radio, on television, every place we are, we're trying to tell you that our YouTube channel got suspended because we put a fight video in there, and I guess that violated some rule that they've had that we didn't know about. And so we'll take our medicine, but we are on YouTube streaming, and you can get involved in the live YouTube chat, but it's on our clips page. And while you're there, I want you to subscribe to our clips page because we got like 7,000. We're pushing 7,000 on the regular channel. We only have a small amount here on the clips page, but every time we release clips, you get a push notification on your phone. You're like, oh, this is cool. This is 3 minutes. This is what the guys were talking about today. So subscribe to the clips page. That's all I want. That's like a public service announcement, fellas.
I can respect that.
Can you feel me on that?
All day.
Yeah. Yeah. All day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
To you, my friend.
Dude,
Hey,
you ever have a cramp and just gotta like fart it out?
do you ever have a cramp and then therefore have to, did you say fart it out?
Mm-hmm.
You got one?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get it out right now. You ain't gonna hear it, but sometimes I just gotta angle my body to get everything properly. There we go. Yeah.
You know what he did, Alex?
All right, back to the show.
You know what he did?
No.
Oh man he ate an apple.
Oh, his body didn't know what to do with it.
Agreeing with disagreeing with it.
Right. His body's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's not a Wendy's chicken nugget. Hold on a
No.
second here.
That apple would disagree with me in every way possible, man.
Wait a
That's
second. That's not a
hilarious.
Chick-fil-A spicy chicken
Oh.
deluxe.
Oh, that did not go down properly.
Wait a second. That's not a quarter pounder with cheese. What is this that you are feeding me?
I'm trying to survive in advance right now, bro. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Speaking of struggling, I'm going to get to the Rams and I'm going to get to the Broncos and what happened on their sidelines. The storylines didn't happen during the game. Both of these teams had stories that happened on the sidelines. But since you mentioned struggling, real quick, Alex, Saturday night I texted you, yo, man, you watching San Diego State against Air Force?
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very happy that you said, no, dog, I'm watching USC versus Notre Dame. That's what I was watching too. But I was
Mhm.
going back and forth between USC, Notre Dame, Pitt, Miami, and San Diego State Air Force. Did San Diego State really lose to Air Force 13-3? Did that really happen? With this new high-powered offense and this quarterback that we've been hyping, did they really just score 3 points on Saturday night at home against Air Force?
Thanksgiving hangover, man. They were
What
farting
the
it out
hell?
like Browner.
What is going on?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I didn't even do what you would do. I didn't wake up Sunday and like go watch the 15-minute breakdown. I didn't even do that. I saw the score and I was like, all right, it's one of those years. Let's move on.
If I'm Brady Hoke, you know what I'm
move on.
hoping for? If I'm Brady Hoke, I'm actually hoping that JD Wicker, the athletic director, stays put. Because
Oh, a new guy's firing him.
because a new athletic director walks through the door and goes, wait a second, what was our average attendance? Wait, this was our first year in this new stadium and our average attendance was less than a sellout. Why? Why is that? And then you look at the record of the team and you go, who'd we beat? Who'd we lose to? 13-3. I thought we were improving as the year was going on as we changed quarterbacks. 13-3
worse.
against Air Force at home.
It gets worse.
What
Did you
could
Can
be
it get
worse?
more worse than that?
Yeah. Did you see the stat line of the quarterback for Air Force?
Tell me he had 0 for 0 passing, please.
I mean, it's not much better.
What was he?
1 for 2,
No.
14 yards,
No.
Oh my God. What were the running stats? for Air
66
Force.
carries, 271 yards rushing.
Oh my God.
I mean, not like Air Force lit it up offensively, so it wasn't they just, dude. San Diego State is a running school still, even with Jalen Maiden. They ran for a team -1.
Bro, you get you.
Wait a
give me
second. Did you just say that San Diego State's running game was -1 for the game?
Yeah.
As a whole team, that wasn't one player that was -1. The whole team running the ball. How many carries did they have?
15 carries, -1 yards.
And
How does
what
that
was the
happen?
quarterback's passing stats?
16 of 31, 188 yards, 2 interceptions.
Oh my God, they couldn't run for one positive yard. Is Air Force the 1985 Bears? Did I miss something?
Their starting running back went 6 carries, 13 yards. They had a bunch of dudes go backwards.
What in the
Oh my
world?
God.
What in the world is going on?
How many times was the quarterback sacked?
Browner, we are going through a rebuilding.
Y'all are? Y'all are?
We are going through a bit of a rebuild here, trying to identify their identity. That's really what they're trying to do right now. They're trying
I'm
to
trying to identify my identity right
They're
now. Is what I'm
trying
doing. I'm busy.
to. They're really. Here's the thing: is that we have gone through a lot this year. We have gone
Y'all
through
did?
like 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Ugh.
We opened a new stadium.
We did do that.
We fired the offensive coordinator. Probably a
Y'all
little
did
too
do that.
late. We turned a safety into a quarterback. We found the quarterback of the future. We brought in former alum Ryan Rimley to run this offense. And it's a
And that's what
transition year, Browner.
Oh.
We are going through a transition. And next
brought-
year, I fully expect this team to be back to its winning. I mean, I guess they're still a winning team, but you know what I mean? Like back to the top of the Mountain West.
Well, what I was saying
y'all
earlier,
brought-
though, about J.D. Wicker, if J.D. Wicker stays as athletic director, because there's been a lot of rumors that he's going to leave, but if he stays, I don't think Brady Hoke has any issues. If they hire a different athletic director, I think based on this year and how unexciting it's been given the first year of the new stadium, I think Brady could find himself on a serious hot seat.
I think if you are anyone, and I mean anyone over there, and you are not having a real conversation about what to do about Brady Hoke, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing a program a disservice. You're doing a university a disservice.
Now, wait a second. When you say what they're doing about Brady Hoke, shouldn't
they
they
just
be
had the most
saying
successful year in their history last year? So
right? Shouldn't they be
that's
saying
very
this?
unfair to Brady Hoke.
Right. Shouldn't they be saying Brady Hoke is our coach, but we need to explain to Brady Hoke that this team needs to play a more exciting brand of football because we have this new stadium and everybody loves it. I mean, people rave about this stadium. They really do.
awesome.
Yeah. We need to fill it and we need to make it exciting. And by the way, if we're really truly headed to the Pac-12, which is what all the rumors have been, we got to be better. We have to be more exciting. We have to be more flashy. We have to be more contemporary offensively. Shouldn't we be saying, Brady, you're our guy. Now go let somebody run that sort of offense?
If they're comfortable with him, then absolutely. My thing is you have to have better results. And in college football, cosmetic appearance means way more than it does in just about any other sport. Like you have to look good winning. Them having the best record they had last year amounted to what?
Winning.
All right. And then you came into this year. What did you bring from last year to this year?
We got a new stadium.
And how many games did that win you? Not enough.
No, but I mean, that was there. And here's why I will always push back on what you're saying. I'm never not going to start this argument by saying they're in the Mountain West. And then
Fair. Very fair.
Number 2, they just went through a decade of their best, most continuous success ever as a program by having continuity with a boring style of football. So I understand what you're saying, that the style of football is boring, or maybe before Jalen got in there, the Air Force game aside,
right?
Before Jalen got in there, the style of football was incredibly boring, but it was also the most success this school's ever had, which led them to get this stadium, which led them to have some sort of relevance as big as you think it is in San Diego. So,
right, but now what they need to do is now they need to say, okay, we've got to create a more exciting brand of football,
which they have.
So
they just didn't display it on Saturday.
Really?
When Tony Dungy,
I mean, as someone that watches games all the time, yes, they have. When you watch Jalen play quarterback for this team, it's not, the dude that was there, Christian. I'm always forgetting his last name.
McCaffrey.
With Pumphrey and Penny, behind him. It's a different
Christian Chapman.
It's not Christian Chapman
brothers.
at 4-year. It's not that brand of football anymore.
But my question is, if at the end of the day, the goal is to build on each year, that's how you get to the point where you are turning into some of these teams. I'm not saying that they should be Alabama because that's absurd. What I'm saying is, give me as a fan, if you're going to win like this, make it entertaining, and it's not.
Well, that's what I'm telling you is that they are building towards the future because they got Ryan Lindley in. They got Jalen Maiden in. They've already moved away from running it 40 times again to passing it 25 times a game. That's already happened this year, but they don't have the tools everywhere on the team yet to be as successful as they were running the ball. But what you guys are asking, they did this year. They just found it in a really weird way, but they've done it. If you watch it, go look at box score, go look at Jalen Maiden's game log. It's 20 plus pass attempts for 200 plus yards every game. That's what they've been doing. They have switched brands of football.
Well, to your point, and you said earlier, wasn't putting a whole lot of time into San Diego State versus Air Force on Saturday night, not up against USC Notre Dame. So to your point, Alex, I haven't really seen them running what I would call a spread offense, but there's no doubt that the passing numbers have gone up since what was the kid's name that was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year?
Burmeister.
I mean, I still can't figure out how this kid was so decorated out of high school, had started as a freshman at Oregon, had this really nice career at Virginia Tech, and comes home and he can't throw the ball. I think that they did that kid a disservice. Because they and then fired offensive coordinator and then changed the offense.
Right. 31 pass attempts against Air Force, 25 against New Mexico, 22 against San Jose, 31 against UNLV, 24 against Fresno, 25 against Nevada, 36 against Hawaii. That is Jalen Maiden, who you guys are asking for it. You're just not watching it. I'm telling you, I didn't watch this Saturday. I didn't watch it Saturday, but I have watched a lot of San Diego State since Jalen Maiden. I've been to games with Jalen Maiden. It is different. The success is just, I mean, dude, he's lost 2 games and he's won 6. So
is that really his record? He's 6-2. It's been 8 games.
5-2. Sorry, 5-2.
Okay. Well, regardless, nonetheless, I will say that it was pretty darn disappointing on a night of college football where there was so much excitement going on to see San Diego State lose 13-3 against Air Force. So, hey, listen, let me have 1 second to just mention one of our great sponsors. I'm going to mention Penske San Diego. The website is PenskeSanDiego.com. If you're thinking about a new car, now would be a great time. You know, you get to the end of the year and car dealerships are trying to move inventory. I always suggest this to people because I've been doing it for so long, working with car dealerships and understanding what happens at the end of the year. If you want a new car right now, and I told you that the 2023s are available for this price, or there's brand new 2022s for this price, I'll still go buy the 2022. I will. If you go to PenskeSanDiego.com, you can look through their entire inventory, 12 dealerships, 9 brands: Acura, Audi, BMW, Honda, Lexus, Mini, Mazda, Mercedes, and Toyota. Go to PenskeSanDiego.com. You can shop there, make things a lot easier for you. All right. Guys, we were talking right before the break about how the Rams and the Broncos both had interesting things happening on the sidelines while, you know, both teams are just terrible. I mean, just so bad. But Alex, show us the video of what happened. The Rams had a linebacker, a rookie. I don't even know the kid's name. He's strapping on his helmet. He's getting ready to go into the game. And dude, he blasts Sean McVay. I mean, dude, like knocks his whole headset off and like spins him around in a circle. And when you watch it in real time, like not slowing it down really, I mean, it's pretty bad. I don't know if Sean McVay is going to show up today at a press conference with a black eye or a fat lip, dude.
I know who ain't showing up today. I know who ain't.
You think that kid gets cut?
Listen, I know who ain't showing up today.
That'd be funny. I don't think I actually think they need everybody they can get.
Listen,
yeah, they need their linebacker to play center.
If you don't,
they need him to play quarterback.
If you've been playing football all your life, you don't have awareness to where the head coach is standing, and you basically sucker punch him with a shoulder pad. You playing for somebody else, bro. You playing for somebody else. I'm sorry. You can't make this team next week.
He says, quote, I don't think I broke my jaw, so I'll be fine. As long as I'm hurting my ability to think and be able to talk, we'll be fine.
I mean, it was bad. What was the kid's name? The linebacker, number 49.
Unemployed. That's his name.
Tight end Roger Carter.
Oh yeah, you can cut.
Oh, he's a tight end.
Oh,
I guess. I thought he was a linebacker, number 49.
The numbers got you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the guy, and I'm telling you, dude, he's like putting on his helmet and he's running, not full speed, but he's at 70%. And McVay is walking by and doesn't see him and just kind of turns into him at the last second. And he got on the headset and the microphone and things go flying. And the coaches like come to his rescue right away. And the player, interestingly, at least in the clips that I saw, because I wasn't really watching too much of the game, he doesn't seem to stop and like, hey, sorry, coach, you okay? He seemed to like just keep going out to the field.
That play don't stop for coaches, dude. The play stops for players.
Right.
And McVay's on the sideline. Nobody noticed that except cameras. So that dude had to get on that field before they punted that ball, or else he gets cut.
Yeah.
Oh, he getting cut anyway.
I mean, was that a game? You talk about games that like I had no interest in yesterday. Watching the Rams, who are now 3-8, they came into the game 3-7, go from Super Bowl champions in their home stadium to a game against the Chiefs. Think about the schedule makers at the beginning of the year. Ooh, Rams, Chiefs. Oh man, that's like week 10, week 11, whatever it is, week 11. Dude, this is a great week. Super Bowl champions against a team that's probably going to be favored to go to the Super Bowl. That's like a Super Bowl rematch. Rams and Chiefs. And you know how Kevin Keatsman told us a couple weeks ago, sometimes the Chiefs just sort of show up and expect to win because they're the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those games yesterday where, yeah, they showed up expecting to win, and they didn't necessarily like destroy the Rams the way I might have expected them to do if their heads were really locked in. It's just kind of okay, well, we're home. It was Thanksgiving week.
I kind of took it
The
because
Rams
I
were
was watching
done.
that. I was watching that game pretty intently because I
Yeah.
had a lot riding on fantasy football. I had a lot of
Mhm.
implications on Mahomes and Pacheco doing well here. And
Yeah.
I think it was one of the games that Andy Reid was working on red zone plays that he normally wouldn't call because they lived in the red zone. The Chiefs were in the red zone the entire game. They were in the red zone and they were just doing plays. And I'm like, what are these things? I think Andy Reid was trying stuff out and none of it worked because they ended up kicking a bunch yesterday. Honestly,
Yeah.
man, like Mahomes threw a pick in the end zone. This game easily 40, 50 points for the Chiefs. And I just looked like they were just trying stuff. And I could be talking out of my ass right now, but really, that's what it looked like. Because they moved the ball from wherever they got it to the red zone, no problem. When they get to the red zone, they're like, okay, let's get our little Giants on here. You know, let's run the annexation of Puerto Rico. Let's just do some crazy ass stuff right here. And it you know how Andy's very, very creative when he gets near the goal line. You know, Travis Kelce will take a snap or they'll do some shovel pass, or they were just trying things. It was weird.
Or that little touch pass they be doing.
Yeah.
Well, the sideline part of it where the kid runs over McVay, that was the news of the game because the game was, never in doubt.
You don't think the news of
Now-
the game was that the Chiefs have a running back one now? Watch
Yeah,
out,
man.
NFL world.
This dude is good.
Dude is good, man. Isaiah Pacheco. He looks like
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill. He's so shifty and fast too. Like this kid, he ran for over 100 yards last week. They haven't had one of those in forever. And now he got his first career touchdown yesterday and like 15 carries. Like he's taken over, and it helps that Edwards-Helaire's out. But if the Chiefs got a run game now too, damn.
Yeah, I know. The Chiefs, you said it earlier, Browner, the Chiefs are by far and away the team
Easy.
that people believe in.
Easy.
Philadelphia's got the better record. Buffalo's lost a couple of games that made people kind of start to question them.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay is not, what people expected them to be this year.
Choke job last night.
Not sure that anybody really believes in Dallas necessarily.
Same.
So listen, I
Oh,
think
dude, can I
Kansas
tell
City
you
right
guys-
now.
Can I tell you guys just real quick? Being in Texas for a Cowboys game, that's different. That is different.
It's everywhere.
Dude, we went to my Mars' sister's boyfriend's house for like a quick drop by. She wanted to say hi to his family or whatever. I think there was maybe like 20, 30 people there. And like 4 of them got up to say hi to us because everybody was like locked in, dude. They were like, they had the projector on, the sound was blasting. And then my buddy, he's like, dude, that saying, it's church and football. Ain't no joke, man. I never been in Texas for a Cowboys game before. And it was just like, that's all people were talking about all week. Cowboys, Thanksgiving. Cowboys, Thanksgiving. Crazy.
That's pretty cool, huh?
No.
Not cool.
It's the Cowboys.
Not cool that, yeah, but
It's one of the
think about
songs.
their
Hey, it's
fan
the
base.
Cowboys.
Think about that goes to show you. I mean, when you see a team like the Cowboys come to LA and take over SoFi Stadium, you're like, that's because Cowboy fans are everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
They are everywhere. That's true.
And they're
all
religious
those,
about it.
Yeah, they are religious about football. And those high school stadiums out there, no joke. They're huge.
Yeah. Hey, let me do this. I wanted to get to this Denver situation because we've all been having this conversation all season long about Russell Wilson. Is he corny or cool? I think you're starting to see that he was cool when he was winning, and he's corny now that he's losing, and he's on a new team where all of that corny talk doesn't necessarily play because you're not winning. And then other players just start to get frustrated and just quit kissing his ass, really, is kind of what it looked like to me. So we're going to get to what happened yesterday on the sideline in Denver. And then I really want to get to the USA versus Iran in World Cup soccer tomorrow afternoon. I want to talk about that game today because of all the political stuff that goes on in the World Cup, I mean, USA-Iran is like, I don't know, it just feels so much more than a soccer game, at least from our perspective. So we'll get there coming up with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Oh, what?
I'll tell you where San Diego State's going to play their bowl game.
Okay, we'll get to that next. This is Kaplan and Crew.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by Jackery Solar Generator. Explore further with Jackery Solar Generator.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, you. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
Joining me now is Paco Franco, Medicare Benefits Consultant with Clever Care. Thank you so much for joining us, Paco.
Thank you so much, Erica. I really appreciate it.
First off, we hear that Clever Care is a health plan customized for growing diverse populations. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most distinct differences of Clever Care is that we combine the principles of Eastern and Western medicine to our approach of healthcare. We believe in the complete well-being of our members and believe that wellness should be affordable. Anybody who's eligible for Medicare can join Clever Care Medicare Advantage HMO plan. We also have another enrollment period coming up called the annual enrollment period. This is the most popular one, which takes place from October 15th to December 7th. And during this time, you can sign up for a new plan, you can switch plans, you can leave a plan, or simply just return to your original Medicare.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
Muéstrame cómo va a manejar papi. ¿A dónde vas a ir?
On every mountain and valley you tread, through wind and rain, we're here with you. To shine a light when it gets dark, and to forge a path where it gets tough. Let Jackery Solar power all your hopes and dreams. Take you where you want to go, to the goals you chase, to the ones you love. Explore further with Jackery Solar. Jackery, 10 years on.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Your Health is brought to you by Clever Care Health Plan, your partners for comprehensive care.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Inspired by a trip Kelly and I recently took